It's August the 23rd, and we're continuing our progress through the book of Job, and we come to Job chapters 8, 9, 10, and 11. So the discussion continues in Job about the nature of God, and particularly Bildad the Shuhite in chapter 8 takes up the discussion and says that man's righteousness really is not worth talking about. In fact, at one point he calls it like a spider's web that gives way, and there's no way that a man can justify himself before God. Man hasn't got a leg to stand on, literally. Job responds in chapter 9 and says he knows this. He's not trying to justify himself. After all, why would he try and justify himself before the God who made the planets and he made the stars and everything? He knows him. He knows him so well. He says, who can stop him or who can question him? He recognizes the overall power of God. But also in chapter 10, he asks God for an explanation. Ask God, why is this happening? Why are you doing this to me? I haven't been wicked. I'm not seeking to go against you. I'm seeking to honor you. And yet these things are happening to me. And he says, God, did you create me for this? Is this what you made me for? What you put me together for? To destroy me? After all, you have shown me life. You've shown me grace. He's saying he's experienced such wonderful things. What's happened that has made God turn in this way? And then he bemoans at the end of the chapter the terrible situation he's in, says he wants to die. In chapter 11, so far the Namathite comes back and says, actually, God it can't be understood even. God can't actually be accessed, that even in our trying to understand him, he's beyond us, and therefore we just have to recognize that we have to really behave ourselves and do good and do the right thing, and that therefore we can enjoy God's righteousness, we can enjoy God's blessing that way. But if we don't behave, if we're wicked, it still carries on this theme of God will pay back. There's no real talk in this of God's forgiveness. There's no real talk in this of God's ability to pardon sin. And we know that when God speaks to Moses later on, he says that he is a God who can forgive sin. He can pardon wickedness. He can erase the past. He is a God of forgiveness. But there's no mention of that in this theology. This is quite a suspect theology that the friends of Job have come up with. And so this develops and this unwraps. We can be sure and know that however much we have sinned, however much we've hurt God or gone against him, he is a God full of compassion, full of love, who can forgive all kinds of sin if we bring them to him, if we don't stand against him. Have a very good August 23rd.